Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and today I have yet another new, very affordable brand of guitars to introduce to you. And before we get into the review, I have to tell you guys that when this guitar arrived to me, it arrived in the most beat up box I have ever seen in my life. It's always a bad sign when you see the UPS guy running away really fast after dropping something off to you, and that's what happened with this. The box that this thing came in had been trashed, and I expected that when I would open the box, there would just be guitar strings and sawdust falling out. But I was baffled to discover that the guitar didn't have a scratch on it, and that is because this thing is built like a tank. So this brand is called Raysta, and I had never heard of it before when somebody from the company emailed me and offered to send me one of these guitars to review. It was a cool looking guitar and intriguing to me, and so I accepted. And from what I understand, Raysta is a brand new guitar brand that's just looking to get the business off the ground. Now they've got like, I think 4 or 5 different guitar models, but this specific model is called the RT-6. And it's sort of a, modern metal type guitar, perfect for playing your Metal Fusion shred licks. Now spec-wise, we have a swamp ash body, a roasted flame maple neck, and a roasted fretboard. It's got 22 of these cool stainless steel frets that we're seeing on a lot of these new guitars. Now, this does not have those rounded ball fret ends. This has pretty much like traditional fret ends, but they are the stainless steel frets, and like I said, 22 frets. Now up here, it's got a nice set of locking tuners, and it has a roller string retainer up here on the headstock, which you don't see very often. Now, if we go down here, like I mentioned, the body is swamp ash, and it's got the open pore finish on it. We've got a pair of humbuckers and coil splitting with the tone control down here, 3-way toggle switch, and then kind of a traditional Strat type bridge, only it has the push-in arm, and it has the solid saddles. It's a standard 25.5-inch scale length, and it has kind of a nice thin C-shape neck profile, and of course the whole guitar, and in particular the back of the neck, has a satin finish on it. Now when I said this guitar was solid, that's partially because of just how it feels in your hands, but also this sucker weighs 9.2 pounds. So this thing is up around Les Paul weights. Now what's interesting is that because so much of that weight is in the body, the guitar balances really, really well because you've got a lot of weight over here, which pulls this side of the guitar down and it keeps the neck up. So there's no neck dive issues with this guitar, and it always pulls the neck up and keeps it in a really good position for your left hand. Also, one extra thing here, and I don't have these hooked up right now, but this guitar includes a set of strap locks. And this guitar is selling for like $4.99 plus I think about a $50 shipping charge, and these are for sale on Reverb right now. So it's essentially a $500 guitar, and this is a lot of guitar for 500 bucks. Okay, so I've had this for about a week, maybe a week and a half. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's really, really great to play. Of course, I want you guys to listen to how it sounds, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the playability and the tone and the pickups and all that stuff. But of course, real quick, guys, as always, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new affordable guitars, and also staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed for some reason, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to use my Boss IR200 amp and cabinet simulator for the demo. We'll go through a few different sounds from that unit so you can hear how the guitar sounds on high gain, low gain, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this plugged in and listen to how it sounds. Okay guys, so let's talk a little bit more about this guitar. So first of all, the playability of this guitar is great. Now as far as the setup goes, the only thing I did is I made a very minor truss rod adjustment 2 or 3 days after I got the guitar out of the box. And I'm talking like maybe a quarter turn, loosen it up, you know, giving a little bit more relief in the neck. Other than that, I've made no setup adjustments to it. These are the original strings that came with all that stuff. I didn't even adjust the saddles or anything, and it's got a nice low action and, you know, no choked issues or anything like choked note issues or anything like that. You know, very level frets. All of the fret ends are done nicely. And again, these are traditional fret ends. They're not the rounded ball fret ends that we're seeing on some of these newer import type guitars. But yeah, the stainless steel frets, very nicely polished, all that stuff. Nothing really to complain about. And just the neck in general is really comfortable. It's a very fast neck, very responsive, great for doing legato runs and that kind of stuff. Also, I'm not exactly sure why this is, but the guitar really does have a particular feel to it that's a little bit different than your average guitar. I mean, it has a very snappy kind of feeling to it. It's just something about the resonance of the neck and the body and just the way the attack you get out of the strings, essentially. And like I said, it's noticeably different from other guitars, and I like it a lot. It's really conducive to fast playing and especially fast picking. Now, the pickups, they are perfectly fine pickups. I can't really say that there was anything about the pickups that stood out to me. The coil splitting works great. I really like the single coil tones that we get out of these pickups. Now, they're never going to be quite dead on like the same as a dedicated true single coil pickup, but they do just have a very nice sound. Of course, it brings the output volume of the guitar down considerably when you switch to that single coil mode, but it gives you that sort of nice kind of pleasant top end on the tone and almost that glassy sound, especially in the neck pickup. Now, the only thing that I personally would change on this guitar would be the bridge, and there's nothing wrong with this bridge. It's just that I think on a guitar like this, I would rather have, you know, no tremolo. I mean, I know don't get me started about the tremolo title and all that, but no trim at all, just some kind of hardtail or a string through bridge. I would prefer that on a guitar like this, like a solid hip shot bridge, something like that. I don't think it would increase the cost of the guitar any, and it gives you more flexibility in, you know, changing tunings and different string gauges and that kind of stuff. And for a guitar of this style, if you're not going to go with a Floyd Rose, I'd rather have just a solid bridge, like a string through or a stop tail, hardtail, something like that. But yeah, overall, I think they did a great job with this guitar. I mean, it's beautiful looking with the satin finish all over and the flame, you know, the roasted flame maple neck. Very, very nice. Very, look at that. And this isn't any sort of, you know, finish, but, you know, like a bogus finish or something. I mean, it's an actual flame maple neck. I think a lot of people have been getting confused about that in some of my recent videos. Yeah, just like I said, a beautiful looking guitar, easy to play, sounds good, and yeah, $500. I mean, what's not to like about it? Now, I do want to mention some of the other models and stuff that this brand is selling. If you look on their Reverb page, then you can see some other models they have, and they have some more traditional models. And one thing that they're doing, which I am so happy with, is that they have the traditional models with and without relicking. I was talking about the new SBS guitars, the Steve Brown sound guitars from GFS, you know, really cool, like budget-friendly shred guitars, but they all have the relicking. And a lot of people were talking in the comments section like, oh, I wish I could get that guitar without the relicking. And this company is doing the exact same models, but with or without relicking. You have your choice, and it's like a $50 price difference. Anyway, I'll put links in the video description below for everything I was talking about in the video for this guitar, and also if you want to check out those other models, you know, with and without the relicking, all that stuff, there will be links to that down in the video description below, as well as a link for the Boss IR200, which I used for the demo in this video. So yeah, that's the Raysta RT-6. Like I said, it's a new brand, and if this is their kind of their first impression, I think they've done a really, really good job. They made a really solid guitar with a lot of cool features, and I like it. Okay guys, that is it for this video. Let me know what you thought of this down in the comments section below. And guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you very soon.